No taxation without representation, a phrase that would come to define the American people and their revolution against the British, against tea, and against queuing. But clearly it is a phrase that some Americans had never really thought about all that hard. Now, I don't want to get political, but Trump was being Trump and then deployed the National Guard to stop Mexicans. And then there was a court decision where this was thrown out. Whatever you think of the decision, the argument of the judge was very interesting. We are talking about the president exercising his authority. As the president is, of course, limited in his authority. He would go on to say the difference between the constitutional government and King George. There's just one problem with this fault. Britain was a democratically elected government at the time of the revolution. A very fucking flawed democracy, but a system that was broadly the same as it is today. MPs voting in a chamber with green seats, and an upper chamber full of aristocrats in red. The limitations of the monarchy remained basically unchanged since the Restoration in 1660. What's also weird is the phrase itself isn't even American. Its origins come from Article 12 of the Magna Carta, stating that no tax can be levied without the approval of a common council of the kingdom. In Old French, the word for common council being parliament. The idea of limited democracy in the Anglosphere is significantly older than some of you might think. Which gets to the real origins of the American War for Independence. Not a revolution against a king, but for representation in a very limited democracy. In the 1689 English Bill of Rights, it outlawed the imposing of taxes without a parliamentary vote, and as the American colony should have been afforded all of the rights of Englishmen, they too deserved a vote. In the UK, to become an MP at the time, you had to own a property worth more than 40 shillings in rent a year, or about £175, or 20 days of labour, which means it is currently more expensive to be an MP in modern Britain than in the England of 1770. The percentage of the population that could vote was estimated to be between 3 and 5%. And for America, the pillar of democracy that rejects kings had the same rules, truly a beacon for democracy. So where does the idea that Britain was a backwards monarchist hellscape and America was a land of enlightenment actually come from? Well, it was the Puritans. The people that in 1640 had overthrown the monarchy and decided the British Commonwealth they had founded simply wasn't good enough for their levelist ideas, so they fled across the ocean and towards the New World. These were the guys that loved holidays so much they banned Christmas, and they were just basically no fun at all. They were the worst that Britain had to offer, and their self-exile in the Americas was certainly an improvement. But to put it very simply, Britain was as much of a democracy as America would become, and all the founding fathers were actually fighting for was the ability to vote in a parliament they control, and one where they didn't have to listen to the opinions of people thousands of miles away.